annexures evidencing the particulars alleged in the motion, as well as voice advertisement on the public participation on the motion run on MERU FM and the approved notice of motion and exhibits. 11, copy of public participation report dated 25th of October 2023, laid on the table of the Assembly on Wednesday, 25th of October 2023. 12, copies of written memoranda, both in support and against the impeachment from different sub-counties and regions submitted to the County Assembly during the public participation exercise on the motion. And lastly, a booklet of the third edition of the County Assembly of MERU Standing Orders. Now, Honorable Senators, pursuant to Section 333(3)(b) of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 81A of the Senate Standing Orders, at the sittings of the Senate held on Tuesday, 31st October 2023, the charges against the Governor of Meru County, as contained in the motion of impeachment by the County Assembly of Meru, were read to the assembled Senate. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to remind you of the mandate of the Senate in relation to the proposed removal by impeachment of the County Governor as provided for under Article 181 of the Constitution, as read together with Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012 and Standing Order 80 of the Senate Standing Orders. In particular, Article 181 of the Constitution provide as follows. 1. A county governor may be removed from office on any of the following grounds. A, gross violation of the Constitution or any other law. B, where there are serious reasons for believing that the county governor has committed a crime under the national and international law. C, abuse of office or gross misconduct. Or D, physical or mental incapacity to perform the functions of the office of the county governor. 2, Parliament shall enact legislation providing for the procedure for removal of a county governor on any of the grounds mentioned in Clause 1. Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, Senate Standing Order 80 and the third schedule to the Senate Standing Orders provide for the procedure to be followed in the hearing and determination of the proposed removal from office by impeachment of a governor. Specifically, Section 33(3) and Standing Order 81B of the Senate provide that the Senate may either, by resolution, appoint a special committee comprising 11 of its members to investigate the matter or investigate the matter in plenary. Honorable Senators, we recall that at a sitting of the Senate held on Tuesday, 31st of October 2023, the motion for establishment of a special committee was defeated. This, therefore, paved the way for a default position, the hearing of the impeachment charges against the Governor of Meru County, to be held by the Senate sitting in plenary. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, by way of a status update, pursuant to Rules 4A and 6 of the Rules of Procedure, when considering the proposed removal of the Governor in plenary, the Senate invited the Governor to appear and be represented before the Senate during its investigation. The Senate further invited the Governor, if she so chooses to appear before the Senate, to file an answer to the charges with the Office of the Clerk of the Senate by 5 p.m. on Saturday, 4th of November 2023, setting out the following. 1, the Governor's response to the particulars of allegations. 2, the mode of appearance before the Senate, whether in person, by advocate, or in person and by advocate. 3, the names and addresses of the persons to be called as witnesses, if any, and witness statements containing a summary of the evidence to be presented by such witnesses before the Senate. And lastly, any other evidence to be relied on. Pursuant to Rules 4B and 7 of the Rules of Procedure, when considering the proposed removal of a governor in plenary, the Senate notified the County Assembly of the date for the commencement of the investigation and invited the County Assembly to designate members of the County Assembly who shall appear and represent and be represented before the Senate during the investigation. The County Assembly was further invited, if it so chooses to appear before the Senate, to file with the Office of the Clerk of the Senate by 5 p.m. on Saturday, 4th of November, 2023, setting out documentation as follows. Designating the members of the County Assembly, being not more than 3 members, if any, who shall attend and represent the Assembly in the proceedings before the Senate. 2, indicating the mode of appearance before the Senate, whether in person, by advocate, or in person and by advocate. 3, indicating the names and addresses of the persons to be called as witnesses, if any, and witness statements containing a summary of the evidence to be presented by such witnesses before the Senate. And lastly, specifying any other evidence to be relied on. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday, 4th of November, 2023, the Office of the Clerk of the Senate received a response to the invitation to appear issued to the Governor dated 4th of November, 2023 from Mutuma Gishuru and Associates Advocates, who indicated that the Governor had appointed the firm to represent her in the proceedings before the Senate, and that the Governor would also appear in person and by advocates. The letter also indicated the list of counsel representing the Governor and the list of witnesses for the Governor. Similarly, on the same day, the Office of the Clerk of the Senate received a response to the invitation to appear issued to the County Assembly from Messrs. Muthomi and Karanja Advocates, reference number T006/003/L 2023M, dated 4th of November 2023, indicating that the firm had been appointed to represent the County Assembly. The letter also indicated the list of advocates to represent the County Assembly and a list of witnesses for the County Assembly. Pursuant to Rule 8 of the Rules of Procedure, when considering the proposed removal of a governor in plenary, the Clerk of the Senate furnished each party with a documentation filed by other party in accordance with Rule 6 and 7 of the Rules of Procedure. Senator Eddie and Senator Hamida, you may walk in and take your seat. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, the hearing program which has been circulated details the various activities in the hearing and determination of the matter and the time allocated to each activity. It will be crucial that all the parties comply with the time allocated. The parties will be notified of the balance of time on each activity through the clerks at the table. In summary, the program states that today, Tuesday, 7th of November 2023, after we have dispensed with preliminary matters, the charges against the Governor, as submitted by the County Assembly, shall be read to the Governor. This will be followed by an opening statement by the County Assembly. Thereafter, an opening statement shall be made by the Governor. After the conclusion of the opening statements, the presentation of the case of the County Assembly shall commence and shall take us up to the end of today's sitting. At the sitting scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, 8th of November 2023, the Governor will have an opportunity to present her case before the Senate. This will be followed by closing statements by each of the parties for a period not exceeding half an hour each. The Senate shall then proceed to a debate prior to voting on each of the charges. At this stage, a supplementary order paper will be issued to facilitate this debate. In accordance with Section 33(7) of the County Governments Act 2012 and Standing Order 86 of the Senate Standing Orders, the voting shall be by county delegations. The Governor shall cease to hold office if a majority of all county delegations of the Senate vote to uphold any impeachment charge. If, however, the vote in the Senate fails to result in the removal of the Governor, pursuant to Standing Order 87, the Speaker of the Senate shall notify the Speaker of the MERU County Assembly accordingly. Now, Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, I now invite counsel for the MERU County Assembly to introduce the legal team of the County Assembly and the members of the MERU County Assembly representing the County Assembly by stating the full name and designation of each person. Kindly proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and honorable senators. My name is Muthomi Dienkolu, an advocate and lead counsel for the county